Hello everybody, I am Ace Creeper and today I'm back with a brand new video. Today we are talking about Doctor Who merchandise, when don't we? We've got a lot to talk about today, so yeah, I thought I'd just go into it really. We've got confirmation on some new Doctor Who figures that are coming out this year. So I'm going to go through everything that we know is officially being released this year. And also kind of when we can expect new figures, maybe ones that are separate and haven't been confirmed yet, as well as kind of some theories as to what might happen in terms of production and releases. So a bit of backstory first, for those who don't know, Character Options is the company behind the Doctor Who 5-inch figure range here in the UK. They've released some fantastic figures and a massive collection of loads of different figures, and they've done amazing jobs over the years, and really is wonderful. They thrived mainly in the David Tennant era and early Matt Smith era, but since then, since about 2013, they've kind of gone slightly downhill, coming to the point of Series 8, 9 and 10 only releasing figures with many different variants of course, but individual figures of different characters only being the 12th Doctor in a few variants of costume, like 3 Missy figures, 2 Bill figures and 1 Clara figure, which is kind of abysmal if you think about that. That is 3 series worth. We still haven't got the 2013 Cybermen, which have now appeared in a total of 3 episodes in that whole era. Stuff like the Fisher King, the Daleks, Davros could have had a re-release. You know, even re-releases, there's been not much. That's not including Bnm, by the way. I am aware that Bnm have been throwing their stuff together, and we will be talking about the Bnm range as of this year as well, which will be very exciting indeed. But yeah, more recently, not this year, technically last year, 2018, they've started putting themselves together as the new era of Doctor Who started to appear, as did the merchandise. When the San Diego Comic-Con footage dropped at that place, we got some confirmation and official releases of a Sonic Screwdriver toy and a 13th Doctor 10-inch doll. And later on last year, early January, kind of mid-December type time, depending on when you ordered it, the 13th Doctor 5.5-inch scale figure was released and was met by praise by critics and fans alike. The figure is probably one of the most accurate Doctor figures to date, and that is down to them using I think a different technique. So in the past what they do is they get a photo and they try and mould a head sculpt to match what they can see from the photo, where I think this time what they've done is they've used some sort of scanning technique where they would actually scan the actor's face and then implement that face onto a head figure and then dump that onto a body that they've designed that would fit that head. So it seems that they're putting a lot more precision into it, especially with the 13th Doctor figure. Now, a lot of fans have been anticipating, when are we getting companion figures? When are we getting Dalek, you know, the Resolution Dalek figure? When are we getting the TARDIS figure? When are we getting, you know, all these wonderful things? What are we getting? Are we going to get anything? And all our prayers have been answered today. So, well, most of our prayers have been answered today. I don't want to kind of overdo that. So today, on the 22nd of January 2019, we had the London Toy Fair again. Now, for those who don't know what the London Toy Fair is, it's kind of like a bit of an event where collectors and people like that sort of thing can go around and have a look at all these different toy brands, you know, from Hasbro to Funko Pop Figures, who've just released a massive new range, as they do, because they just pump out as much stuff as possible. And Character Options also have a stand there. It's an opportunity for people who make toys and merchandise and stuff for big brands to show off their new ranges of figures and all that sort of thing. So in 2017, we got a tuxedo version of the 10th Doctor and 2 new variants of a brand new figure for the 12th Doctor, as he's seen in Series 9. And we also got a re-release of the 10th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver and the 10th Doctor TARDIS playset. In 2018, we got nothing, absolutely nothing new. I remember last year, I was on the edge of my seat waiting to see what was going to come out of it, and we got nothing new from Character Options last year at all. So it was fair to say that I was quite concerned and quite kind of lackluster going into this year, expecting not much, but we have got a few confirmations. So, at the actual display, what was on display at the Character Options sort of stand this year was the 12th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver, the 13th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver, the 13th Doctor 10-inch doll, and the 13th Doctor 5.5-inch figure. You may notice all of those have already been released. They are not new, they are not big and important, but courtesy of the Doctor Who merchandise site team, we have confirmation of a brand new 3-figure set that is not a Bnm set, an official character options release. I think retailing at about £25 in Britain. I might be wrong on that, but that is the estimated price. And this is called the Tardis Companion Set. It consists of Graham, Ryan and Yaz, and I am over the moon after years where we've kind of been worried. I mean, it took us a year to get a Bill figure, and we still haven't even got a Nardole figure. We haven't even got a good Clara figure. So it's just looking back and thinking, actually, we're going to get some figures this year, but when are we getting them? It doesn't say exactly, it says summer on this website, and it also, because they've seen the photos, they say that although they're not able to show the photos at the moment kind of publicly, they do see the sculpts look excellent, which makes me think that they've used the same kind of scanning technique that they used for Jodie's figure, which makes me very excited that we will be getting a very, very accurate looking 2018-2019 TARDIS team to have on display. I'm very much looking forward to that, so I will definitely be getting this when it comes out. I don't care how the figures look, I still want to get it so we can have a look and review it on the channel. And yeah, so £25, what does that mean? What is that? Is that a good price? Is that a bad price? That's a good price. The Jodie Whittaker figure was about £13 when it first came out, and that's for a brand new figure. This is not a Bnm set, so it's not cheap. It's brand new, proper paint sculpts, brand new official figures. 3 of them. 3 brand new figures at £13 each. You're probably thinking, there we go, so that's £39. Probably up to 40 in a box set. It'll probably come up to about £40 if you're thinking about getting them sort of normal. So £25 is pretty good. It's a bit steep for some, I'm aware, but I think it's not a bad deal. I think you're getting a pretty good deal out of this. £25 isn't too much, and I think although it's not comparable to the sort of $16.99 Bnm box sets, you're guaranteed to get good paint jobs with this one. You're guaranteed to get brand new figures, brand new sort of variants, everything like that. So it's very, very good, in my opinion. It's very, very exciting, but for those who are interested, and although we haven't got photos, I won't be making a video when we do get photos. I'll be putting it on Twitter in the community tab, so make sure you subscribe with notifications on for that sort of thing. But it seems that Graham will be wearing a blue/grey jacket, gloves and brown shoes, as seen in arachnids in the UK. That's what it seems like anyway. Yaz has an open jacket with a white top and blue jeans, so her exact look from It Takes You Away. And Ryan has a greenish jacket, blue shirt and grey trousers, seemingly what he wore in It Takes You Away as well. So that's great. We've got a big kind of, you know, a decent actual kind of release. I'm very, very interested to see what they're going to do with this. But I know a lot of people are going to ask, what about the TARDIS? Are we going to get a TARDIS? Are we getting a TARDIS? Yeah. It does say, but it doesn't say when. It says the 13th Doctor's TARDIS is on hold at the moment. There may be more items to look out for much later in the year. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But the 13th Doctor TARDIS being on hold, what does that mean? Well, first of all, it's very, very likely that character options weren't given many photos of the TARDIS, obviously to avoid spoilers and that sort of thing. When the actual episode came out, the Ghost Monument, it would have been mid-October, and then you're thinking of production time. It was unlikely that they're going to have it ready by now. I'd expect the 13th Doctor's TARDIS to either, if they pull it together, to come out at the same time as the 3 companion box set, which will be around in summer, or it'll come out later on in the year alongside the Bnm set, or around Christmas, I'd say. It depends how much they're putting into it. It depends, you know, the lights and sound effects, electronics, that sort of thing. And it also depends on, will it come with a figure, and then will they make customizations to that figure. So if it comes with a Jodie figure, then they could change the top on Jodie to make it a different design and have, you know, have a bit more of a, like a release value than just having another Jodie figure for your set. I think that makes sense. But yeah, also the pictures of the interior card would have taken, like, they wouldn't have been able to get their hands on that until at least October. And anyway, some good production pics of the TARDIS. They want to make it as accurate as possible. As I said in my custom 13th Doctor TARDIS video when I made one, is that the 13th Doctor's TARDIS is a weird mix between a classic and new series box. It's not small enough to be a classic box, but it's not big enough to be a new series box, so character options will have to do a whole new mould here. They can't get away with just reusing an old one if they want to stick to accuracy, unfortunately. So it will take longer, but it's on hold. Never said cancelled, never said it's not going to happen. It most likely will happen. What's interesting is, though, that the character options people are looking out to see the popularity of these figure sets. So when the Graham, Ryan, Yaz set, the photos come out of that, if they're good, make sure you rant about it on Twitter. Go, yeah, this is amazing, this is really good. Because if character options see like the positive outcry that people want these figures, then they're more likely to make more, and that's exactly what we want. You know, if we get these figures sold and they actually get a bit more encouragement, maybe they'll even go back and do some stuff from Series 10. It's also worth noting that it also says there may be more items to look out for much later in the year, including some very exciting Bnm sets. We'll talk about the Bnm sets in just a bit, but first of all, you know, more items to look out for, including Bnm sets. So it's not just primarily Bnm sets. So it's talking about the Tardis being on hold. It's talking about the figure set coming out in summer. But there's something else that could be coming out alongside maybe the Bnm sets towards the later end of this year. What could that be? Well, if the figure... this figure set is successful, I think we could end up seeing a 3-box set of villains, maybe. Perhaps we'll get Tim Shaw, a Dalek, the Reconnaissance Dalek, and maybe like a Kablam Man, or maybe we'll get like a figure with 2 Kablam Men in it, like a Kablam Men like double set, like we got of we've had robots all over the years. Any sort of robots that have appeared in Doctor Who have usually had more than one in a set. I hope they pick something like this up and we see maybe some Series 10 stuff, who knows. But I think Tim Shaw is a one that I think people might want. I think people definitely want the Reconnaissance Dalek just to go in the collection. And I'm trying to think, other than that, what else can people expect? Kablam Men would be great to have as figures. They would look really cool. And if we're lucky, perhaps either Yasmin's Nan or the Frog in the Chair. Who knows? Talking of which, we do have Bnm sets to talk about, and we will do that now. So, it originally said around February, but it may not be, it may be a little bit later. But we'll talk about that right now. So there's 2 Bnm Rangers coming out this year, one in February-ish, and one towards the latter end of the year, probably about October-ish, I'd say anyway. The one in February isn't much new. We've got the redone versions of the figure sets. So the 11th Doctor, 12th Doctor, and 4th Doctor figure sets that we got last year, people had a lot of problems with, in terms of paint jobs and all that sort of thing. So they've all been updated, all been improved, and all been kind of signed off and ready to go for this early 2019 release, as a sort of re-release and kind of maybe slight apology, as if to say like, hey, yeah, we messed up the paint job on this, sorry. But the only new thing that is coming out is, you might be happy to know if you're a Tardis fan and a bit of a collector like I am, that the Bnm will be releasing a regenerated 4th Doctor figure with Tardis. I think I've talked about this on the channel before. The 4th Doctor Tardis box has been released before as an electronic version. It's presumed that this won't be electronic, similar to the 3rd Doctor's one. It'll probably be made out of a similar plastic, so it'll be quite a little bit cheaper and a little bit brittle, but if it's anywhere near accurate to the 4th Doctor box, it should look very, very nice on display. And it'll be nice to have a new sort of regenerated 4th Doctor figure as well. So yeah, that's going to be very, very nice to see. It's described as being a more standard dark blue as seen in Planet of the Spiders and Robot, but with a slightly updated telephone door and top sign graphics. No black base, you might be happy to hear. And that's pretty much it for this year. We are expecting to get another Bnm release later on this year, which should include another TARDIS set. My prediction for that is the 5th Doctor's TARDIS, as it is just a repaint of the 7th Doctor's TARDIS, which they've already got a mould for, so that would make the most sense to me if they did that. But who knows, maybe we'll get the 13th Doctor box in terms of a Bnm set. Maybe we will, maybe we won't, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But I'm very, very excited. This year seems very, very promising from the world of character options and Doctor Who. I'm very much looking forward to seeing a Graham, Ryan and Yaz figure. When the photos come out, you want to see them first, I'll be ready to post them the second I see them, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, notifications on for the community tab, or follow me on Twitter as well. I'll be posting and ranting and raving on there about how nice they look or whatever when they eventually do come out. Please do leave a like if you enjoyed this video, comment below for any more suggestions in the future. Check out the Discord server if you want to talk about Doctor Who and merchandise and all that sort of lovely stuff on a more frequent basis with fellow Doctor Who fans. And I will see you all next time. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.